shit. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I get chicken bust still in my life real.
Lebron, cause he's from Cleveland. So it's like he could probably do more than we could do in all this marching for him, but at the end of the day, what he's really going to be able to accomplish if he don't have the rest of the world backing him in that sense. He don't have his own community backing him. You can put him in higher regard than anybody else, but the next man would forget about it the next week. We'll sit there, black out our Facebook posts, we'll march, but then when it comes down to it, we'll just forget about it. It'll just be in the back of our mind. The next trend gonna come, and we're gonna be on that back. Just like when he wore the practice shirt. What came of it? Is he still wearing a practice shirt? No.
There was no end game. We're trying to push him to, sit out some games. So the indictment came out. The police are not indicted. So let's say he does sit out games. How many games did he sit out? And then what is he looking for? Once he sits out, he says, all right, I'm protesting, I'm not playing. So what's he looking for? Then he goes back and plays, so what does that say? So I think that, that would be a mismanagement of the power. If he would have done it before the indictment to say, you know what, I want the indictment to, bring the police officers down or whatever like that, that could have been an end goal. And if it happened, then a victory. If not, a defeat. And then he goes back to playing ball. But to do it afterwards would sort of make him look like a fool because there's nothing you can do by way of the law to push anything forward. They're not going to bring it back and be like, oh, well, because LeBron sat out, let's indict the officer. You know what I mean? So it's like, even though it would have been a powerful gesture, it still would have made him look like a fool, in some other way.
I mean, me personally, I think LeBron should sit out, man. I mean, if not, that just goes to show you with the powers that be that run this country, you ain't for the people, and I think people should stop buying your shoe. Like I said it, I don't give a fuck about you, motherfucker.
There's a lot of talk, like especially with the Black Lives Matter, they expect them to take games off, especially on Martin Luther King.
I expect them to take games off too.
Yeah, but why? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, a black man was killed in your city, champ. No police was indicted, champ. At the end of the day, bro, you black. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about your Illuminati ties. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I feel if you one of us, motherfucker, because before you got money, bro, you Section 8, food stamps, 1st and the 3rd and the 15th, bro. So at the end of the day, my nigga, shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony, by the way, 1st of the month. At the end of the day, bro, real talk, let's keep it 100. You're not one of us. Like if you don't step down as a man and show, you got people that follow you. You got a bunch of kids that follow you. You got a bunch of parents that follow, and people spend their hard-earned money. They bust their ass, go to work 9 to 5 for their kids to get you a pair of LeBron James. Right. But if LeBron James don't step down on Martin Luther King's birthday, due to the fact that cops was not indicted on a black man life that was took it at the hands of police, no bueno.
You make a point, but you gotta remember LeBron James is the #1 dude in all the sports who sticks up for social justice issues.
Okay, he
with the Eric Gardner joint, he wore the I Can't Breathe.
Okay.
With the Trayvon Martin.
Okay.
He had the hoodies on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he spoke out about gun violence and all that, black on black crime and all that. So he's done a fair share. But the only thing is this, like, yo, you can't act when it comes up against the law and how the process works. The process is jacked up.
Of course.
So what is he going to do other than just make people upset?
Lose some money, stand up for your black folk. Bottom line, continue to stand up for your black folk. You're a leader. Right. I don't give a fuck how many things you do. You gotta continue to do it. You a black man from the hood, dog.
But it's like you got cards, right? Let's say you got power cards. You got 6. And once you play a power card, you can make stuff change. Mm-hmm. You can't waste some of them cards on stuff that you know you can't change. You gotta wait for something that you know is gonna go down and say, boom, I'm gonna play this card, and I know it's gonna shift something.
Check this
but
out.
you can't just throw it and say, boom, Tamir Rice,
check this
the
out.
indictment and come out.
Is he standing up though? Is he not standing up, or is
Is he standing up for us or is he? That's the
I mean, he stood up so far. You gotta continue to stand. It's not no such thing as if you take a half a stand and then on a day they tell you need to. Nah, bro. You gotta stand all the way.
Yo, you know what though? I'm gonna keep it all the way at 1,000. I gotta salute LeBron James. You know why? Because Michael Jordan never.
Not facts. I
Michael
respect
Jordan never
it.
said nothing about no
Facts.
politics.
Facts.
Well, Michael Jordan always said Republicans buy my sneakers too, so that was a famous comment he had back in the
so
day.
you
So
already know where
he
he
said
stood.
nothing, and we know LeBron James has taken stances before. We've seen it with the Eric Gardner situation. We've seen it in other things. I never have a problem with an athlete taking a stance. I like it, especially if it makes sense. Taking games off though, that's gonna do nothing. To be honest, what would make more sense is if he played the games and maybe had another T-shirt made with Tamir Rice's name on it. That would actually do more justice than him taking off games, something like that. Taking off a game, 2, 3 games, to be honest, that does nothing. But maybe showing support with something on a sneaker, a T-shirt, something like that would actually do more of a justice than him taking off games. But I never have a problem with athletes taking a stand when the things are going on in Baltimore over the summer. You saw Carmelo Anthony in the front of the riots, calling for peace in the city that he grew up in after he left Brooklyn at the age of 7. So there's all different ways athletes and hip hop artists and actors, celebrities, people of power that can take stances. Taking off from your job at the end of the day, being a basketball player is LeBron James' job. Getting wins for the Cleveland Cavaliers is his job. Taking off games, I don't know if that does anything.
It's gonna take. I'll tell you one thing. It'll take more if you have not just him. If other stars did it, though. If other stars did it, that's a fact. Your franchise player, if he got with every franchise player in the league on different teams, and like, man, listen, let's come together. And you know what? We're not gonna play. We're not gonna play. That would hurt the league. That would work.
But the shooting that took place in Cleveland, it was obviously was awful. Had nothing to do with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So the NBA shouldn't necessarily have to suffer for something that happened. You know what I mean? And if LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers take off their job, then should the mill worker take off his job?
It is what it is. Fuck it. Name your top 5 players, top 10 players in the NBA. Are they white?
No, not at all. Maybe Dirk.
Dirk, no way. Come on,
Dirk was fooled by a broad that
Let's keep it real. Don't say that. There's a difference. Dirk is not the top 10 players in the league. He's not. The top 10 players in the league right now are all black.
That.
You heard? So if the top 10 players in the league all got together and they say, yo, we not motherfucking playing. You think tickets, if Curry didn't play, if Westbrook didn't play, if Kevin Durant didn't play.
But then they'll start losing. It's never going to happen. It will never happen. They'll start losing games.
I'm not saying
they're not trying to lose games.
I'm not saying it would not happen. I'm not saying it would happen or not. If they did though.
Right,
if
of
they
course.
did though, it would impact the NBA.
It would.
It would impact the league.
All I'm saying, I'm not saying what's going to help more is if these guys show their faces and maybe wear a T-shirt or say something publicly. If
Derrick Rose did that.
Derrick Rose did that. LeBron James did that. Carmelo Anthony has done things like that. All I'm saying is if, say, LeBron James or Carmelo Anthony didn't play in today's Knicks game, and the Knicks won, by the way. I just want to get that out there. Let's say Carmelo Anthony doesn't play in today's Knicks game, and a police officer and a situation happens around the corner. Carmelo Anthony not playing in today's game is not going to affect that situation at all, for better or for worse. I think them being out there on the forefront is better than them not playing. Them not playing actually does nothing, in my opinion. What helps for this situation, the situation we are talking about, what helps is commercials like the Spike Lee commercial with Steph Curry, Carmelo Anthony, Joakim Noah. That helps. But them taking off games, a situation could happen around the corner, and let's say me or you get in a situation with the police, he's not going to say, hey, I'm not going to fuck with those two because Carmelo Anthony didn't play. It's not them taking off games does nothing. Them showing themselves and being in the forefront is more of a help than them taking off games. That's what we're talking.
Money talk. We can't underestimate the value of how much money will affect
the outcome of what, somebody in the stands gonna sit there with a lot of dough, like why LeBron ain't playing, why Carmelo ain't playing, and they're gonna try to affect the reason why they're not playing. So it does have some merit on one regard. But the Tamir Rice situation is just not the perfect storm. It's not the perfect storm. It's not the one to do it on.
Now the best time to do something like this was the Clippers situation.
That's when it was.
Because and they didn't. They wore the shirts inside out. That would have been a time for a whole team not to play. Because
they got rid of him. They got rid of him.
They did. Adam Silver banned him because that affected the players like literally directly. But I mean, I just don't think. I think you'll see more, like I said, more stands of commercials, T-shirts, social media posts. I don't think you'll ever see these guys take off games. I just don't think that. I'm not saying they should. I just don't think it'll ever happen.
But don't you think that, like, a lot of times the commercials and T-shirts come months after?
Probably, yeah.
With a lot of these athletes,
because
it's like it's a controlled environment. They don't do nothing until months later after the situation.
Because this happens, that happens, and now let's talk about it. Of course.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, if you ain't standing 24/7, fuck you, homie. Hoodtake, man.
I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I get chicken bust still in my life real. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I'm something like a big deal. I get chicken bust still in my life real.